Okay, so I'm stoked to be outside. I'm trying to do one last winter camping trip here. It's like April now, but we're in the mountains, so it's not spring quite yet. And I'm doing a little hot tenting tonight, maybe a little bushcraft. My van is in the shop getting some installations done, so I'm driving my boyfriend's car right now. This is a 2002, I think, Nissan Xterra. And I love this car. I learned how to drive in this car, and she's kind of a beast. I brought myself a little kale Caesar salad for brunch. And the texture is so good. It's kind of addicting. It's not as snowy as I thought it was gonna be. It was like snowing all week, and then I came out here and it's mostly melted. But everything's in the sled, so it's coming with us. Wish me luck with this. Okay, everything's strapped in mostly. Good enough. It's so loud. You know, down at the road, I was kind of worried that the snow was looking a little sparse for my big old sled, but now that I'm deeper into the bush, there's definitely a lot deeper snow. I almost feel like I could have brought my snowshoes. But anytime I've worn snowshoes in areas like this where it's really like uneven, rugged terrain, it's kind of a disaster. So I'm kind of happy with the way I packed. I'm paying pretty close attention to the tracks I'm seeing in the snow. I'm seeing a lot of deer and rabbit, but luckily no bears or cougars. I'm also tying these little blue trail markers for myself that I'm going to take down when I leave tomorrow. Because I know for myself, when I'm not camping near obvious landmarks like rivers or mountains or lakes, it's definitely harder to navigate and easier to get lost. And with the snow, you can usually just retrace your steps. But because it's so warm, I don't know how much snow is going to be left by tomorrow. So I tie these as a fail-safe just in case, and then I remove them in the morning on my way out. And look at this little mushroom there. I bet a bird put it in there. I think I came across somebody else's old site because there's a bunch of tree stumps that look like they were cut down a long time ago, and then a big pile of wood right over here. Looks like somebody might have had a fortress. There's another pile over there too. That's for the cougars. The tricky thing about this tent is that the instructions require 2 people to set it up because it's a 2 to 4 person tent, but I believe I will find a way. You've likely heard me say this before, but your best bet when you're starting a fire when it's all slushy and wet outside like this, or just in general, is finding standing dead wood to burn. Luckily, there's a ton of it around here. Basically, the inside of a standing dead tree is going to be drier than anything you can collect off the ground. I also don't ever want to cut down living trees. Hey, good first try. Helicopters. Basically, I secure my left hand at the bottom of the axe, and as I swing around my shoulder, my right hand can slide up and down. So it's like around, slide up, and then as the hatchet is coming down, your hand slides down with it, and you make contact. It's kind of like a wet snow coming down, so I'm gonna bring all my wood that I can grab in here before it gets all wet. The ground isn't completely level in here. Like, I picked the flattest spot I could find, but I just kind of dug up the snow underneath these feet, and I'm using little logs to help me level it out to keep the pipe going straight up through the hole there. I'm really happy that I ended up deciding to bring a tent tonight, because I thought about doing some kind of like shelter and building a little fort for myself to sleep in. But I love listening to the sound of rain when you're inside of a tent. It's so peaceful. Last time I took this tent out, it was a lot colder than it is today, and it was not this hot in here. The upper half of that tree I took down is the perfect diameter. These little logs, you could just toss them right in. So I have my carbon monoxide alarm hanging up just for when I'm sleeping. I don't want to take any risks. And then over on the other side of the tent, this is closer to the fire, but I have my little thermometer. It's definitely not that hot at the base, like at the floor, but in the middle and top half of the tent, it is an honest 35 degrees in here. It's super hot up here. I think there was 2 people asking last time I posted a... It's really coming down out there. Last time I posted a hot tenting video, I had 1 or 2 people asking why I don't use a ground sheet, like any type of footprint on my tent. And personally, I kind of just like to let the snow melt into the ground, because I feel like once you put a sealed off floor onto your tent, any snow or ice that you track in is going to melt into a big puddle in the middle of your floor, which is really inconvenient. So if the snow isn't deep like it is today, I kind of don't mind just leaving the floor open and letting the snow and ice melt back into the ground. I have some tarps that I use as like boats for my stuff, and I have some sitting pads that I use for sleeping and just chilling, so it works for me. I can see like in deep winter you might need to put some boughs or something over the floor because the ground itself might be kind of frozen, but in this type of weather it works just fine. I bet you by the morning a lot of this snow and ice is going to be completely gone. The only thing that's a little bit unfortunate is that the top of my pipes don't have a cap. And now that the snow or rain or whatever this is kind of coming down a little bit heavier, I can hear some of it going down the pipes. And I don't think it's going to be heavy enough to be a problem. But the cap didn't come with the pipes. And I didn't want to buy it separately because I already spent a lot of money on the stove. So I will be layering my foam pad and my inflatable pad, but I'm just letting my sleeping bag loft up for now. You have to let it sit for a bit to let the feathers fully loft up so that they can properly insulate you when you go to bed. A little snowy out there. Golly. The snow is melting underneath me and it's just so slippery, like I'm slipping everywhere. I didn't want to cook any kind of elaborate dinner tonight because it is April and the bears, if they haven't woken up yet, will be waking up soon. So I didn't want to have a bunch of food and cooking smells coming out of my tent. So I'm going simple with dinner in a bag, just add water, just some dehydrated food. Depending on where I am, sometimes I won't even eat in my tent, but I haven't seen any tracks or scat or any bear sign around. So I'm okay eating my little bag dinner in here. And then I always store my food, even in the dead of winter, I always store my food in a tree away from my tent. And I use my Ursack bear-proof bag. I hang it in a tree away from where I'm sleeping in my camp area so that I know that it's safe from the animals, but I also know that it's away from me in case the animals happen to be attracted to the smells. Whoopsies. Not gonna lie, it's super watery. The noodles are good though, but I didn't bring a fork. I left my fork in the car. So just noodles with a spoon and watery broth. That's crazy. The flavor was stuck at the bottom. I just got a bite of just straight flavor. Let's mix that in maybe. It's very ambient and it's kind of ritzy because I got my stove and it's actually like comfortable and warm in here. I'm glad I came out. I'm letting the fire go out because my sleeping bag is really warm and I have no reason to get up and like stoke it all throughout the night. So I'm letting it die out. It's actually quite hot in here. It got to like 35 degrees for a while there. And I'm gonna go to bed. We'll see you in the morning. It snowed the entire night last night, which makes this a successful last winter camping trip. My slippers got soaked last night, and then they froze over, so now I'm thawing them out by the fire. When I checked the forecast before coming out here, it said that there might be like an hour of like light rain or snow in the middle of the night, and that was it. And boy, oh boy, were they wrong. There's like a foot of snow out there at least. Maybe I should have brought my snowshoes. At least I have my toasty shelter. Dude, it's a winter wonderland out here. It's literally April. At least I can say that there's no fresh tracks around my tent. No cougars or bears in the night. I'm gonna go get my food bag. Big owl, I melted my shoe, dude. Thankfully these are Walmart Uggs and not real Uggs. Flew too close to the sun. Alright, the sled is secured, everything's packed up. I'm gonna find my way back to the car. Bye! Here's my girl. Okay, I made it home. See you next time, y'all. Thanks for hanging out with me. Thanks for coming camping. And I'll see you next time. Bye. Okay, well, I was about to say goodbye to you, and then I got in the car and I realized that the batteries are dead because I left the lights on like a doofus. I left the lights on all night and the battery is dead and I'm stranded out here.